You ready?
Ready? Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order. Before we begin, let the meeting this meeting this evening is being live streamed by Under Production Multimedia. Good evening. Welcome to the City of Charlestown Redevelopment Commission meeting for March 3rd, 2026. Please stand as we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do a roll call vote. Minnie Pate.
Here.
Bobby Brooks.
Here.
John Spencer.
Here.
Chuck Deaton is absent. Derek Combs is present. We do have a quorum. Our first item on the agenda tonight is a presentation by Jim Adams on the 958 Market Street facade application. Please let the record reflect that I submitted a bid on this project and that I will be abstaining from a vote. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity tonight. We have submitted a facade grant bid. We are very interested and excited to update the facade at 950, 952, 54, 56, 58 Market Street. Obviously, by the pictures, it's time. And with growth in Charlestown, with new buildings adjacent to us within the last couple of years, it's time we take the next steps to create a updated building with essentially all professional services within the building. We're excited. We have a new tenant coming at 950. That's going to be a new business in Charlestown, a behavioral health business, which I think should add 2 employees within their consulting business. As you can see, what we want to do is bring additional life to the building, paint the brick on the bottom portion of the facade, update the top with hardy board, and add lights to the structure. And every possible place we can, we'll add outdoor lighting just to bring more appeal and make it more visual at night. And as Derek mentioned, he did bid on the project, so full disclosure. But yeah, I think that's going to be a nice add to the city of Charlestown with the direction we're heading.
Is that a electric car port charging station?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to add that. That's it's nice, but I don't think that's going to make it within the budget. Obviously it's expensive to do anything, and I don't think there's going to be room. But good question. So the remodeling will include doors, windows, adding commercial doors and windows on the bottom part of the facade. And we're adding that center sign box, if you will, that's a nice touch that will allow for some signage too. Yeah.
With the new tenant coming in, will the others remain on?
Yes. The others will remain on in the building, yes. Essentially, 950 was National Builders corporate office, if you will. We're shifting that to a different property in Charlestown. So we'll still have the same staff, just going to a different location. The behavioral health company coming in will bring in 2 new employees.
And so with this being submitted, the estimated project cost was $79,095. So that would make them, if you treat this as 4 separate facades, then that would make the city's participation, all dependent upon reimbursement and what the actual costs are. But right under $40,000 at $39,547.50.
I like it. And, you know, as you said, Mr. Adams, the surrounding developments have updated, and it's a very visible location on Market
Right.
Street, especially coming down into the downtown area here.
Right.
Is there any further discussion? Any questions?
We don't have a motion yet, do we?
No, we don't yet.
I ask for a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Before we vote, just make sure the record reflects that I am abstaining from a vote on this. There's no further discussion. I ask for a vote to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time tonight.
Thank you, Jim. You were provided a copy of the minutes from the February 10th, 2026 regular meeting. Ask for a motion to approve minutes.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion by Bobby. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on minutes? Ask for a vote to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. You were provided a copy of the claims for the previous month. I'll ask for a motion to approve the claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion on claims? None, I'll ask for a vote to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
As no one signed up for public comment, brings us up to the consultant report. Jill?
Thank you. I'd be glad to answer any questions about the report that I sent out if I don't cover it. One thing that a couple of things I'll mention related to the Madison Street Green Alley. Oops, sorry. So, which I've noticed is not even on my report, unless I missed it, sorry. Madison Street Green Alley, we've had the final walkthrough. And what you see out there, there's two pieces to that. One was Madison Street Green Alley kind of reconstruction or paving, drainage. But then the city had also incorporated those two streets in the community crossings grant, which the Redevelopment Commission is paying for the match related to both Harrison Street and Madison Street and Green Alley. So fortunately, the contractor that got the job to do Madison Street Green Alley improvements is also the contractor that won the bids earlier for community crossings. So that's, while I say that project is finished, it is finished for that portion of their contract, but we have asked that contractor to go in and make Madison Street and Green Alley the first wave of their paving with the top coat and finishing that stretch off. So it's a separate contract to do that. But the walkthrough went well, and we anticipate having that final payout for the April meeting, for that portion of it. Also, Charlestown Landing improvements, Mayor Hodges is going to make a presentation to the local RDA board on Friday. There's a 2-minute presentation, time limit, and to explain anything that we need to related to that project in hopes of getting some reallocation funds to assist with the blight elimination in the public works facility. And I did get a contract from Taylor Seeker Williams Design Group that this commission approved that could be signed outside of the meeting. There were some comments that FBT, Gibbons, and Matt in particular relayed back to me. I've given those back to Taylor Seeker Williams. They're not able to get those made in time for the meeting tonight, so I'll just reach out to Derek once we have that taken care of to execute that for the signage. Do you have any questions?
Thank you for your report, Joe. Moving on to old business, we have the Shadow Lake lighting agreement with the town and Clark County RMC.
Yes, so we had some discussion about this at the last meeting. Realized that the exhibit was not accurate, so we do have an accurate exhibit now. Cost is the same, everything else is the same with the exception of the exhibit. So I would like to present that to the commission to approve, and then we can pass that along to the Board of Public Works and to the Shadow Lake Owners Association for them to finalize and execute that. And upon full execution, then we have the approval to go ahead and have the clerk treasurer's office pay the invoice to the RMC.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, before you make the motion, Derek is also gonna recuse himself, so this is actually addressed to have Bobby sign it as vice president.
Thank you, Joe.
I make a motion that we approve the Shadow Lake lighting project agreement and allow Bobby to sign that outside of the meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Call for a vote to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 And you abstained?
Sorry,
That's okay.
Reject that aye.
Alright. You're changing the aye into an abstention, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
That was-
The last thing that, I'm sorry, Derek, go ahead. I'm just rolling on here.
The next item on the agenda is the gazebo renovation review.
So, what you have in front of you, and I did until I lost it here in my stack, here it is. What you have in front of you is, it's a separate sheet, and on the back side, it's front and back, is the estimate of materials. When Mr. White came and explained, he said he was going to try to get all the materials donated. He still intends to donate labor and all of that, but then submitted this list and cost for materials to me yesterday. Sorry, I'm gonna find mine so I can talk about it more intelligently. There it is. Matt, can I look at yours?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. I know it's here. Here it is. I have
Oh.
about 6 extra copies here. Sorry. So, couple of things. One, I wanted to share this with you. And so, the commission does have the funds to pay this if this is what you want to do. The other thing is that it creeps over, if the estimated project cost is going to be over $50,000, there's a limit, threshold limit there, then you actually have to mail out and request quotes within 7 days. So we're not allowed, and when we first talked about this last month, if everything was free, fine, let's go on. But now that we have this dollar amount and there are procurement laws that govern what you can do with this money, and Matt can go into great detail about that if you want him to. But it looks like in order to cover all of our bases, we should do this quote process. Mr. White can quote. We don't have to receive 3 quotes, but we have to request 3 quotes. And so if you want to move forward with this and that's the path you'd like to take, then I would just ask you to give me permission to solicit those quotes to bring back to you.
And just a little bit more explanation of how that process works. So if you did designate Jill to seek out the 3 quotes, it's supposed to be from people or companies that deal with this line of work. Again, you all don't have to actually receive 3 quotes, but there needs to be evidence that 3 quotes were mailed out. It has to be mailed out at least 7 days before the due date. And the process for quotes under Indiana law, it's basically a sealed process, so that if, you know, if the city or commission received the quotes, then they wouldn't be opened until the time set for y'all to open it, whether that's a special meeting or a regular meeting. So it would have to not be disclosed until such time as the meeting, so. And it's also supposed to be the most responsible quoter as well, so.
So how does this revised proposal, I mean, how does it fit into what we plan on spending? Because it's quite a bit different than we originally talked, right?
We originally talked about spending nothing, right?
That's what I mean.
Yes, and then that's 53,000. The commission has the funds available to do that if you wish to do it.
Wouldn't mind getting the mayor's input on this. She's willing to stand up and talk.
While she's doing that, I do know that when we went through the visioning process, the cost to renovate that gazebo in the area around it was quite a bit more than $50,000.
I
I
get it.
purposefully have tried to not speak about this with any of you so that you could make an independent decision about this.
We're still capable of making an independent decision.
I understand that, but I don't like to give the appearance of exerting any kind of pressure one way or another. I think that the decision for me would be based off of what would it cost to do this if the services were not being donated, and there are no other groups that have stepped up or volunteered to donate that work. Mr. White, when he was here, acknowledged that he was going to try to get the materials donated, and that he would try to give them a discount as best he could. I'm not doubting that he didn't
Me
try to
either.
do that.
I don't see just that.
He did reach out in the process of trying to get this information. He contacted Jill and me to ask if, I guess there was some conversation he was having with one of the suppliers where if the city was ready to move forward with the improvements to the streets as well. I don't know if you recall, but in this entire development, there were 3 phases, and one of the phases called for improvements to the streetscaping with crosswalks and bump outs to make pedestrian traffic move better. And I guess there was an opportunity there for him to get a bulk pricing on that, and I told him that we were likely not ready to move forward with that phase because of the cost. So I think that he's worked to keep the costs as low as possible for those materials. I think the board just has to make a decision. If you move forward now, it's probably at a much reduced cost than what it would be if you wait. And I think you have to weigh, for me, I weigh that out about what the gazebo looks like right now and how it functions right now. We just took the panels down, we put away all the Christmas decorations, and every time we do that, you get a fresh look of how bad the wood is on the gazebo, on the steps, on the panels, on the rails. And I think that that factors into this as well. It's not just an aesthetic thing, it's something that I think, you know, John, you pointed out several times during the last meeting, it's accessibility, and what we want and for the price that we could get out of it. I will say that Mr. White has been great about working with TSW on the same style of materials that would blend with what's been chosen to go over at the Commons, so that there's some cohesion throughout. And that may be raising the cost a little bit for the supplies, because it's not like we told him, go get free materials. We said specifically, these are the themes and colors of the materials we want, and I would imagine that that probably limits his ability to get some things at a lower price. So I think all those are just some things for you to consider as you think about this decision.
So Jill, you think there's really no problem for us? It's not going to have the extra $50?
No, and the other thing too, to keep in mind, when the quotes come in, if the quote's higher than that, then you can always choose not to do the project.
Yeah, sure.
So, at this point, it would be just the time and effort for somebody to put a quote together, for me to solicit quotes, and then if it's higher than that, and we have another discussion about whether that's something you want to spend your funds on.
So for Mr. White's estimate here, I noticed he has a payment schedule in the back. from a cash flow perspective, would that be an option if we were to pay, it looks like 2 payments, 2 installments?
Yeah, that's not an issue for
Okay.
you.
All right.
And I'm sure that's something we could negotiate as well. But that shouldn't be an issue.
I mean, I want the project done, and I think it should be done, so just because we had a big change in the expense from the last time to this time, I couldn't help but feel like we needed to talk about it a little bit. So I'm making a motion that we proceed with you doing the legwork to get the 3 quotes and schedule the meeting and all that, to open those.
And Jill, I can work with you on that, but like, whenever you do send out the quotes, like, we'll wanna have an idea of like, if it's gonna be opened at the next regular meeting, or if it'll be a special meeting, so we'll wanna know that before it's sent out.
Right. I'm hoping we can determine that before we leave each other tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm certainly in favor of a special meeting, because we're trying to follow a pretty strict timeline on this, right?
Well, I think it's in everyone's best interest if that work is started and finished before Founder's Day.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm certainly going to do a special meeting if that's necessary.
So we need 2 more quotes or 3 more quotes?
We need to get a quote, a different quote from him too, correct?
Correct.
I mean,
We'll
he'll have to
wanna-
respond to that sealed quote. We need to solicit from 3, so we'll solicit Mr. White again and 2 others. And then they will, whoever wants to respond, at least 2 others, whoever wants to respond will provide a sealed quote similar to a bid, but it's not called a bid, it's a quote. But it's
Correct.
sealed.
And so you'll want, he'll want an updated date for the
Yes.
issue date then.
He'll
So-
have to submit a whole new quote.
And I'm assuming that the other bids, so how does this labor factor into this? The other bids are just gonna be what they would charge to do the work, right?
Well, they could, but I think, and Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, we would just solicit the quote for materials.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that, you could just do quote for materials in
Because,
circumstance,
yes.
'cause-
And they would know that somebody else would be doing the work.
Yes, we just solicit
That would be
quote
part
for
of the quote.
materials, yes.
Okay, I got you.
If not, then we would submit a quote for everything, and then he would just have his quote would include 0 for his labor and
So that it would
such.
show up. I was just curious how that all works. I don't think I've ever been involved in one exactly like this before.
Well, you don't see these sealed quotes very often.
Well, not with free labor either.
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
most of the time I've seen sealed quotes come up for cities with like cars or something if
Yeah.
they're trying to buy.
or maybe a
cars.
small paving project or something like that, it's pretty simple.
Okay, we got a motion before we do it.
You made a motion?
I did,
Yes.
I said second. We have a second by Bobby. Any further discussion?
Are there gonna be any timelines put on these payments, like the first payment before he starts it, or how? does that-
When we get the quote back, we can ask him about that, and, because we'll have to do a contract with him then,
Okay.
and we'll have all that lined out in the agreement.
If there's no further discussion, I ask for a vote to approve. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Is there any new business discussion anyone has tonight? Come forward, Teresa.
I just need to make the commission aware of a potential, I don't think it'll be a problem, just a heads up. So the city council had to amend their meeting schedule for the month of April, because of some conflicts with their own schedules. We're afraid we weren't gonna have a quorum. And the only time that we could get enough people there to have the meeting is actually on the same date as your April meeting, so April 7th, I believe that's the Tuesday.
Yeah, you know, it says Thursday on the agenda, it's Tuesday.
Okay. What they've done is they've set that meeting at 5:30. I know you start at 6. I do not anticipate that the council meeting will bleed over onto your meeting, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that if something happens, if there's something on the agenda that would take a little bit more time at that April meeting, I don't see a problem unless Matt disagrees with you still having your meeting scheduled for 6, because worst case scenario, it might start a few minutes late, but, I mean, they'll be here anyway, so.
We're running them out of here. They're not doing much. They're talking.
Most of the meetings don't last that long. I do know, though, that in April, on that agenda, if I recall, there will be a public hearing on the BOT
Mhm.
for
For the River Ridge
for
portion
the
of the
River Ridge
regional
portion of
pickup.
the sewer project. But again, I don't, with it being a fully River Ridge project, I do not anticipate, it doesn't affect any residential, you know, our residents at all, so I don't anticipate a long public hearing with that. But I just wanted you to be aware that for your April 7th meeting, don't see a problem with the timeline, but you may get bumped just a few minutes if that goes over.
Thank you, Mayor. There's no further discussion. Our next meeting will be scheduled April 7th, as we just spoke about. There's no further,
Make a motion
Well,
to adjourn.
special meeting, let's talk about that, sorry. Whether you all want to have a special meeting, if I'm doing my calendar correctly and say we get quotes out in the mail by the 6th, let's say the 9th, by the 9th, then I'm just trying to figure out, Matt, whether we need to have a special meeting, or if we do, it would probably be the week of the 23rd. If we had a special meeting, or we could do that last week of March, first week of April to do that. I just want to make sure we give ourselves enough time to get those out and back.
Yeah, I will just note, I know that the last week of March, first week of April, is Holy Week for many people. Yeah, I don't see an issue timing wise though with either the last full week of March or the
Or the
March,
the
April.
23rd. Okay. What is your all's preference on that? Do you have availability the week of the 3rd? I know some people have spring break there.
the week of the 23rd?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay with me.
It's okay with me.
Yeah, good that week as well.
Do you have a preference for day then? Benita, I know you have
That'd be
a
okay.
preference for
That'd be-
time, but what day?
Let-
Mary, you don't have any other meetings that 3rd week here, do you? In an evening? Okay. It looks like I'm good, any of those times, any of those days, so.
And assuming I'll be asked to cover,
Yes. What's your
I'm
schedule?
available any day but that Monday.
Okay. So we can do the 24th through the 26th, and I
Yeah.
don't care which day that is, whatever works best for you, a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
24th or Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would work for me. What about you guys? Tuesday,
Yeah.
24th, 6
Okay.
o'clock? Or you want to do it earlier?
I know some of you guys have some obligations, I don't care when we do it. Because we have to put out
I
a
can do it
notice.
earlier, I mean, I can do it.
5 o'clock? You guys do 5 o'clock? That'd be
It
okay.
shouldn't be a real long meeting, should it?
Oh, no,
Okay, then I could do it early.
15 minutes probably.
Okay.
Open the bids and,
Okay.
yeah.
okay, so does 5 work for you, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, I could do that,
Okay.
it's just that I had, at the time, like 5:30 is,
Yeah.
or between, 5:30 or 5:40, I need it.
Okay,
Okay.
You sure? We don't want it?
Yeah. that's-
Okay.
all right, so we will put a notice for a meeting on March 25th at 5 PM. Sounds good.
You said
Or
24th.
March 24th,
Yeah.
sorry, that's what you say. Gosh, sorry. I wish I could say that was a test for you. I passed it at 5.
We're always watching you, Jill. We're watching you.
Somebody's got to. All right, March 24th at 5 PM. All right,
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye.